아, 안녕하십니까, 썸마입니다. 오늘 해볼 게임은 바로 디스코 엘리시움이라는 게임인데, 일단은 이 게임이 뭐 하는 게임인지는 잘 모르겠고, 평가가 엄청나게 좋다는 건 알겠어요. 평가가 엄청나게 좋고, 그리고 게임, 스타일 방식 자체가 기존에 있던 게임들과 확연히 다른 특이한 게임이라고 해가지고, 한번 가져와 봤습니다. 어, 평가가 좋다는 거는 뭐, 해도 재미있겠지? 일단 바로 가보도록 합시다. 새로운 게임. 쉣! 뭔데 이게? 두뇌파, 감성파, 육체파. 매우 감성적인 매력. 두뇌파, 매우 똑똑하나 사람들과 잘 어울리지 못합니다. 흥미로운 사실들을 알며 독창적입니다. 매우 감성파, 매우 감정적이며 매력적인 성품을 지녔으나 불안정한 성격입니다. 미칠지도 모릅니다. 육체파, 매우 육체적이고 몸뚱이 하나로 이 세상을 헤쳐갑니다. 어떤 일이든 처리하지만 돌처럼 멍청합니다. 이게 계열받는 게 둘 다 지성이 1이네. 스탯이 있네. 자신과 타인에게 영향을 주는 힘. 육체 발달 정도. 운동. 육체랑 운동의 차이가 뭔지 잘 모르겠네. 일단 얘네 지성이 둘 다 1이라서 나만의 캐릭터 생성은 나중에 해보고. 내면 새끼가 뭐야? 둘 다 지성이 1이라서 너무 마음에 안 들어. 그래서 두뇌파로 가겠습니다. 분노는 집안의 거울에 있다. 그곳이 분노의 주소지이다. 가장 맑은 물조차도 충분히 깊다면 익사할 수 있다.
There is nothing, only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it, no larger than a single grain of malt.
원시
You don't have to do anything
파충류인데
anymore.
목소리 겁나
Ever,
긁네.
never, ever.
아주 영원히
Never, ever, ever, baby.
그저 존재하지 않는 채로 남는다.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
전처들의 부재만이 존재하는 게 뭔 말이야? 더 줘,
You
더.
got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing.
그 황홀한 망각을 좀 더 내놓지
Coming
못할까?
right up, sir. Smooth passage.
가봅시다. 출발.
Alright. Nothing down to fuck all, borough.
이게 뭔 말이지? 저길 좀 봐. 이런 짐승으로 사는 것도 질렸어 씨와 저도 신경 안 쓰란다 씨가 함께 있잖아.
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
멈추지 말아줘. 계속 노래해줘. 장송곡을 함께
The
불러줘.
song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this?
뭔 말을 하는 건지
Somewhere in
모르겠네.
the sore, bloated man meat around you.
계속.
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
디스코 뮤직. 엄마야 도와줘요. 뭐 위에 머리가 붙어 있는데 내가 글쎄 그 안에 있대요.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth.
변연께?
And with it, an ungodly headache.
아 누구지? 대체 어떤 생물이 자기 잎에 이런 짓을 해놓는
A
거냐고.
fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. sound. A clarion call from hell.
계속.
Somehow, you know what it is.
뭐야?
A caprice canema motor carriage.
보통 10, 당신 학교 12. 후프리키니마 동력마차 엔진 소리가. 뭐야? 어쨌든 성공함. 뭔진 모르겠지만. 안스만 보이네. 이거 선풍기 은근 시원함. 이거 있는 거 없는 거 차이 큽니다. 모두 가지기.
This fan
바지
has two
입었다.
chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
넥타이를 잡는다.
You reach out to
fuck
grab the tie, but what's this? Diffuse, radiating chest pain.
가슴을
Doom
움켜쥔다.
comes over you. This is bad.
안돼, 체력 1
Feels
잃었어.
like sharp stones grinding in your chest and keeping you
나
from
체력
moving
몇이야?
for quite a long time.
시작다.
Still
빠.
ongoing. Now is a good time to start worrying.
시작하자마자
Finally,
뒤져가.
the pressure recedes. You find yourself covered in cold sweat and trying not to move, hoping it will keep you from dying. You know what you should do. You should stop the fan and then try again. It'll get easier. Do
선풍기를
it if you
멈춰라.
want to die.
어디 보자. 이거 뭐야? 이 매그넘 크기 코모도 레드 병은 비어있다. 모두 가지. 비어있는 카세트 테이프. 탭?
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
집어서 꺼낸다.
It says whirling in rags.
1호실
on the
열쇠.
aluminium key ring. There is a single key on the ring. The
키링.
number 1 is etched on it. The whirling in rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast,
뭐지?
frequented by dock workers.
와, 아무튼 뭔가 템. 오픈 릴 테이프 플레이어는 속이 빈 채 계속 돌아가고 있다. 테이프 있다며. 아, 왜 이렇게 쩔뚝거려? 윗도리도 입어. 뭐 왜 깨져있냐? 이거 멈추게 하고 움직이라 그랬는데 어떻게 멈추는지 모르겠네. 윗도리도 입었다. 게임 화면에 나오는 애 있네. 욕조 안에 와인 맥주 리큐어 병이 보인다. 모두 가지고. 뭐야, 겉옷을 먼저 입고 속옷을 나중에 입었어.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, was this not the same
뭐
Eon
자꾸 어려움
that
성공인데?
founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile,
이 지능이
uncaring towards
12라는
the
뜻인 것
things.
같아. 지능
Probably not.
12면은 아닌데? 뭐야 이거?
Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
아무것도 모르겠다고? 정말이야?
Or recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in
기억을
the
다
sea of
잃었나
blood
봐.
alcohol.
거울을
As you
닦는다.
slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror.
내 얼굴에 아무 문제 없는지 확인부터 해.
There is definitely something wrong with it.
뭐가?
Where to even begin? There is the
여기저기 부은
bloatedness,
데다가 뻘겋게 변한
then
상태에
the swollenness.
알코올이 피부
It's like there's an upholstery of
층을 잃었다.
alcohol underneath your skin.
코를 만진다.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It
뭐
hurts when you
있다.
honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either.
혀는
It's
멀쩡하겠지.
not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
즉시 거울을 닦는다. 아,
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
이건 말기 알코올 중독자 환자의 얼굴이군.
You clearly have rigor mortis in your face.
말기가 아니고 종말기다.
Is that an expression? Are you trying to make an
살인
expression
미소.
with that face? Why?
나도 왜 그런지
Please
모르겠어.
stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
알았어.
Oh my god. You can't stop.
아,
It's
미소를
like it's not even
마음대로
voluntary
풀 수가
anymore.
없게 돼버렸어.
You have worn that grin into
술을
your
하도
face and
먹어서.
now it won't come off.
좋아요.
What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
내 생각에는 설득력 있는 제안을 위한 표정이야. 여자를 꼬시려고 이러는 거일 수도 있겠다.
Please promise yourself you are not going to try it on any of the ladies.
약속하지. 거짓말한다.
You liar. You can't even tell the truth to yourself.
아!
Go
일단
ahead.
못해.
Try something.
백색 판정이라는 게 뭐지?
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current
왜
century.
됐지?
Enough time had passed from the
주사위
fate of the
448에서
revolution
1 높았어.
that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life. Things
그러는겨?
were good. It was smooth sailing. People made
아무튼
gold
뭔가
and
선택지를 고를 때
champagne-tinted
내 스탯이랑
exteriors
관련이
and
있고 그
facades
스탯에
to suit
의해서
the times.
성공하고
this
실패하고
the
이런 게
new
있는 것
style.
같아요.
For Revachol,
그러니까
Real
간단히
city.
말해서 운빨게임이라는
that meant
소리지.
only one thing. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's
소리야?
own name appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
또 다른 건 가령 내가 누군가가 되는 거. 내가 왜 모든 걸 잊어버릴 정도로 술을
You have some
퍼마셨는지.
understanding of the
아니 술을
near
얼마나
history of
처먹어야지
disco.
기억을
The
잃어.
rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside
신세대는
was
지금으로
some
얼마나
20
전이야?
odd years.
20년
There is a
전.
vast ocean of time between right now and
왠지
the
표정을 지을 때마다
expression.
찰칵찰칵 소리를
Looking,
덧붙여야
the
할 것
click
같아.
is used to spur on a
말
horse.
들을 게 많네.
It also features heavily.
안 그래
and
받아들여가는
everyone
거가?
loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust
그러니까 내가
would
진짜
rub off on you.
슈퍼스타라는 건가?
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to.
내가 원래 슈퍼스타였나봐. 말로 표현 못할 악취입니다. 시인이라도 와야 표현할 수 있을 겁니다. 어허.
A mirror hangs on the
18까지 돼야 되는데 한번
A mirror
시도만 해봐.
hangs on the bathroom wall. It's too late.
Fucking shit.
Like an
아까 3%인가 그랬으니까 뭐 실패할 확률이 훨씬 높았죠. 왜 유리창 왜 깨져 있냐? 그리고 노란색이다. 뭔가 위험한 건가?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
시각화 분석.
The shards
Wow.
face outward. Whatever broke this window came
이걸
from the
내가
inside.
깬 건가? 손을
A
본다.
fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand.
그럼
But
뭐가
none
부순
more
거지?
likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
충돌 교물을
It is too
산출한다.
large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture.
당신의 주먹보다 크고
You're looking for something heavy
무거운 거?
and larger than your fist.
돌 던졌니?
The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost
초록색
as well as your
신발.
foot. It would have also been heavy enough if congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe.
아니 술 마시기 전에
Now you
뭔 짓을 한
only have
거야?
one.
아,
If
술
you're
마시고 한
lucky,
건가?
you could still find the other one on the balcony outside.
이거 내가 한 거 아닐
You
수도.
mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
네.
This person also forced the drinks on you.
그렇군.
Cool wind gushes in.
억지로
Your toes
당신에게 술
curl
먹인
up
나를
from the cold.
술을 억지로 먹인 사람이 있구나. 내가 마시고 싶어서 마신 게 아닌가 봐. 일단은 나가보자. 뭐야 이 여자. 안 갈래. 뭐야 뛰어.
This fan has two chain pull switch.
여기로. 나 이제 술 좀 깼나봐. 뛸 수가 있는데. 뭐야 안 열려. 선풍기 불 끌 수 있다 그랬는데 어떻게 꺼? 그 사람한테 말 걸어볼까? 연도를 51년 3월. 꽤 과거네. 무언가 탁자 위에 놓여있다. 여자 말 걸어보자.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to
클라셰
her
미스
lips.
오란예 디스코 댄서.
Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
어리네?
A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
내가 의사 선생님이라도 되니?
No.
당신의 말에 그녀는 당황한 듯하다. 그럼 왜 선생님이라
Because you're a
불렀지?
police officer.
나
sir.
경찰이었어. 나 슈퍼스타 아니었어? 그래, 난 경찰이야. 잊지
Okay,
말라고.
cool. I won't.
좋아, 그럼 내가 경찰관이라는 사실 어떻게 알았지?
First, I have to ask. Are you okay, sir? You look like you're about to throw up.
그녀는
Can I
진심으로
bring you
염려되는
something?
듯하다.
She's right. Something wants to come out through your mouth, right in front of her, right here.
괜찮으니까 질문에나 다
You've been
대답해.
here for 3 days. On official police business, no less.
무슨
Couldn't
업무지?
say. In truth, so far.
야, 근데 진짜
Mostly
얼굴이 조커같이
drinking.
생겼어.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Shut the motherfucker. 이거 뭐야? 여기 뭐가 이렇게 많아? 뭔가 들었을 거다. 아, 얘한테 당신이 그녀를 육체적으로 탐한다. 아, 너무 해보고 싶잖아. 이거 해보자. 난 내가 어디 있는지 몰라. 내가 누군지도 쿠프리 키니마가 뭔지 그게 어떤 소리를 듣는지 내가 어떻게 알고 있는지.
She nods.
그녀가 고개를 끄덕인다. 하지만 내게 자초지종을 설명하지 않고 있다는 걸 알겠어. 내가 여기서 뭘 하고 있는 거지? 맡은 사건은 뭐지?
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The
이
body has been there for a
뒤편에
week now.
용병이 일주일째
The locals probably
매달린 채
got tired of
있다.
it and called the cops.
그걸 왜 말해주지
I didn't
않았지?
mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
경찰이었던 사실은 물론이고 아무것도
I
기억이 안
can see
나는데.
that.
그 다행이네.
Is it?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on.
I can see that.
왜
Could
그런지
it be
알아?
because of the drinking?
술 때문에.
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on.
대체 내가 경찰관이
This is a
태도로
morning cigarette.
내버려둔
Don't
거야?
be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer.
아, 그래? 요거는 8%니까 저장해. 한번 저장하고 눌러보자. 아, 안돼. 요딴 더러운 플레이는 막아놨구만. 아쉽구나.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police
그래도
around here.
시도해볼 걸 그랬나? 8% 확률로.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like she looks back at you, a light glinting off her
그녀가
eyes.
눈을 반짝이며 당신을 돌아본다. 가기 전에 질문이 좀 남았는데.
Yes.
지금 내 방이랑 가까워 보이는데 지난 밤에 뭐 들은 거
There
있나?
was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
내가 다른 사람이랑
I
있었나?
couldn't say.
옆방에 소리
It's
다 들렸나
impossible
보네.
to hear people speaking from over here.
그녀는 사무실 쪽으로 고개를 까딱인다. 다른 질문을 하지.
Yeah.
경찰을 안 좋아한다는 게
The
무슨
dock
말이지?
workers are pretty
항만
cocky.
노조.
They think they're police enough. At
얘한테
least
최대한
here
지금
on the
정보를
coast. I
빼내야 돼.
can't say about the rest of the city.
지금 51년인가?
It's 51.
몇
The
세기지?
current century? Centuries don't have numbers. They have civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
뭐가
You're
그렇게
right.
재밌어?
There is nothing funny about civilization.
여기가 정확히
You're in
어디지?
a hostel, sir.
아니 우리가 어디에 있냔
You're
말이야.
in Revachol.
아우 fuck.
Revachol is the disgraced
Revachol,
former
oh.
capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign
여기 똑똑한 애로
occupation.
고르길 잘했다.
Half a century
일단
after
뭘 많이
the
알려줘.
failed world revolution, She is central to our moment in time.
나와 어떤 연관이
You
있는
sure
거야?
look like you're from Revachol.
Her accent suggests she is not.
It's 51. The current century civilization has You're right. There is nothing funny
이거
about
아닌가?
civilization. You're in a We are in
Revachol is
레바쇼
forever
만세.
and ever.
and ever. Out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is
Glad to have been of
좋아요.
assistance.
그래 나중에 보자. 끝내기. 잿더리에 아주 긴 꽁초를 남기고 갔다. 이거 펴. 들어가.
The door is closed.
나중에 갈래 나중에. 나중에 좀 둘러보고 좀 정보를 많이 얻은 다음에 홍자신문 여자한테 말 걸어보자. 그리고 나는 지금 감성이 1이기 때문에 친해지기 힘들어. 선풍기 불 끄는 법을 좀 알고 싶은데. 돈 주었다. 개꿀 딱. 뭐야? 아니 나가버렸네. 뭐야 신발 있다. 신발 한쪽 더 얻어. 아 신발 두 쪽 됐다. 이게 뭐지?
There they both are. Two identical shoes, like two baby crocodiles.
이건 경찰 신발처럼 보이지 않는데.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are.
신어보니 어때?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now.
뭐 좋아요. 뭐야? 바다 냄새. 여기가 바다인가봐. 뭐 할 게 없어. 이 게임 뭐 하는 게임인지도 지금 전혀 모르겠어. 나 일단 저 넥타이 좀 어떻게 하고 싶어. 아이씨. 이거 좀 어떻게 해봐.
This fan has two chain pull switches.
선풍기 줄
The
땡겨.
blades come squeaking to a halt. It should be easier to
전동
a
줄 땡겨.
terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. The lights are off.
노련미.
You swoop up and catch
Nice.
the tie. Snap.
나만 도네.
It's released from the blade.
아싸
What
넥타이도
you have
했다.
in your hand is a true.
선풍기
The
다
fan
시켜.
stands. The switch must be broken.
에이 선풍기 다시 킬라 했는데. 일단은 내려가 보자. 좀 뛰어봐. 뭐야? 어떻게 하는 거지? 딱 일면에 실린 소식 전부가 금시초문입니다. 오, 1층으로 내려왔네. 일 1층에서도 좀 정보를 얻읍시다. 아사집이 놓여있을 공간이다. 마이크다. 스피커는
You should
라디오에
totally sing karaoke here. The
음악이
first
있다.
chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul.
내 가창력 끝내주지.
Utterly. And it needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
무슨
You
노래
should sing
부를까?
the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
분위기 띄우는
No,
노래
no.
보고 싶은데?
Don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
테이프를 찾아라. 오케이. 테이프 찾아서 노래 불러주자. 야, 말 걸어.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
자네
No, I'm not
바텐더인가?
the bartender. I'm
식당
the cafeteria
매니저다.
manager.
난 공감에 실패해버렸어.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
오케이, 이해했어. 새를
A
바라본다.
competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters. It looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the small
그렇다고
steel
하네요.
tag says as much. The great skua.
아, 저거 큰 도둑 갈매기 맞지?
skua.
Look, your buddy is over there.
재킷 있는 남자가 있는 문 쪽으로
Why don't you go
알아본다.
and talk to him, okay?
내
She
친구라니?
pretends not to hear you.
내 친구가 있었어? 그래? 나 몰랐네. 주방 예약됨. 사업 선동 포스터랑 적색 삼각기. 조합원 예약식 식당 6시 16시에 개방. 핀불 기계인데 플러그 빠져있음. 아줌마랑 대화해볼까?
Hello, sweetie.
네?
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
내 동료가 있어? 너냐? 너 내 동료냐?
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot
킴
on the floor.
카치라기.
Looks
킴
as
씨야?
you approach. He
한국인이니?
narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
아, 동료구나.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
이름 지어내면 안 될 것 같아. 왜냐면은 얘는 나를 아는 사람이잖아. 아무 말도 하지 마.
It looks like we had a little scheduling
왜냐면
error on
침묵은
Saturday too,
금이야.
actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
저 사람 말인가? 방금 얘기하고
If you
왔지.
don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
무슨 정리 못했는데?
Okay, we'll have time for that after we take a look
네가
at the
해,
coroner's
이씨.
case. Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
아니?
So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
그럼
After you,
출발해보자고.
officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
잠깐 신분증 같은 게 있어야지
You
않나?
mean you don't have a badge?
아니, 깨어나니까
Losing your
없는데?
identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing.
알았어, 네가 찾아.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You
오카이.
can talk to him whenever by interacting with.
대화해봐.
Yes?
꺼내가네
What do you
얘기해.
want to know?
뭐든지.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
용병이 목에 달린 채
Then you
발견됐다고
are not
하던데.
that far behind, actually.
해.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the
나흘이면
Whirling Rams hostel
4일이잖아.
cafeteria. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching.
아까
There is
노사
an
간 분쟁이
ongoing
좀
labor
있었다고 했었죠.
dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. How
친구자
to find
누구였지?
him or her is one of our tasks here. For now, all we know is that the tone was muffled using a device of some sort.
신문을
There's
밝히지
a
않는
strong
이유는?
prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers union is the de facto police in Martinez.
확실히
Now
지금
it appears they've started
넘어까지
executing too.
우리 일이
cannot allow
살인범을 잡는 거라고?
That's right.
이게 불가사의한
No,
사건이라
It's not a
생각하나?
particularly mysterious case.
The
그건 됐어?
lieutenant adjusts his collar. It doesn't look like he wants the case to be more mysterious.
왜 우린 다른 관할인데 같은 사건을
I'm
맡고
afraid
있지?
you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
이게 뭔
You don't
개소리야?
know? I assumed you were in on it.
설명 좀 해봐.
It's just stupidity.
내가 기억
You shouldn't waste
상실이라는
any
거
more
절대
time.
알려주지 마.
If you want my take,
왜냐면
ask me after we've
이
inspected
친구는
the
나한테 지금
victim.
존댓말을 하는 상관관계에 있기 때문에.
Later,
말해봐.
was there anything else
fucking
you wanted
shit.
to know about the case?
사전
You
정보
mean like a brief? Do you want me to... 3 days ago, during that time, a security guard to find him. There's a strong prejudice. That's us.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and
Okay, well, we are police officers. Good.
경위에 대해 알고 싶은데.
Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
아, 친해져야 협력을 잘하게 되지.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
생김새가
It's because
달라
I'm half
보이는데.
Seolite, or quarter.
세올인?
My father's father was from Seoul.
이게
So
뭐야?
it's a part of the world, officer.
먹는 거야?
A geopolitical entity and a geographic division.
난 김씨라
I
그래서
told you it
한국인인
wouldn't be
줄.
interesting.
Seol is a protectionist, isolationist,
이솔라. 이거
pan-Isolorist
지금
state
보니까
west of
그
the insular
현실에 있는 그런
Isola.
세계가 아닌 것 같아.
Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
나는 세월에
barking
대해서
at
알고
the wrong
싶다고.
I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've
그냥
never...
피만
A point
섞였다.
of pride to him.
넌 안경을
That's
쓰고 있지.
correct.
You feel a slight urge
Fucking
to put
shit.
Lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
안경을 꽤
네.
잘 어울리는데?
They're mostly just cumbersome.
비밀 이야기 좀 해줘. 안 돼. 다시.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. It's
좋아요.
like you're locked down.
무슨 일이 일어난
Something the
거야?
matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his
권이
hands.
없는 거 봐. 뭐야 이거?
The
뭔가
lieutenant
일어났어.
relaxes his eyebrow.
얘가 약간 짜증 부렸는데 갭을 하나도 안 통했죠? 스스로와 이야기해본 적 있나?
I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
개념화 스킬은 다소 초보적이다. 그럼 그건 어떻게
What?
하고 있나?
Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his
지금 이
small
친구가
blue
얘의 특수 능력 같은
idly
거구나.
thumbs through a few. We all have our different.
Good. Let's change the subject.
대충 들을 건 다 들은 것 같은데? 갑시다. 궁금한 건 다 들었어. 잠깐만. 이 할머니 아까 이거.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the sentiment is.
할머니
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
그건 절 좋아한다는
You're a
뜻인가요?
handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw.
이렇게 생겼는데?
That's, but dear, you're not for me. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband
레나,
Morel and I
미확인
are staying with
동물학자의
our
부인.
friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
할머니가 미소 지으며 고개를 들어 올리자 안경 너머 눈이.
This Lena is wacky enough. for them
이거에
to
성공하네.
hire her on the spot.
휠체어에 앉아
Yes, dear.
계시는군요.
I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body.
No
일단
problem.
넘어가. 저랑
Whatever
놀아보시는
do
거
you
어떤가요?
mean?
범죄와 싸움을 함께할 파트너가 되어주시기 바랍니다. 연쇄 살인마를 잡는 일이죠.
Sequence killers. Oh my.
A partner who'll need you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
압니다. 알아요.
I can assure you with absolute certainty.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble.
왜요?
I
머리가
wouldn't
셋이
be
두
much
개보다
use to you
낫잖아요.
anyway, sweetie. Thank you, but
안타깝구만.
Martinez isn't the most wheelchair accessible place you see.
할머니랑 같이 가고
Perhaps another
싶었는데.
time. Of course.
기억 안 난다는 얘기는 하지 마. 얘한테 밉보일 수 있어. 끝까지 하지 않겠어. 모사 패드. 야, 얘랑 아까 대화 많이 하라 그랬거든?
The man with the unimpressive beard.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41.
이름은 아직 미정이야.
Fantastic.
힘이 뭔가 말하려고 한다.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and
이름
report
뭐야
the
그래서 내
body.
이름.
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This
좋아요.
sounds like something you can
뭐야?
use.
아까부터
Call
계속 뭐
this
성공할 때 한 딱 맞게 성공해.
You said you just got
아슬아슬하게.
From where?
What, of Martinez? No.
Jamrock.
I live in Jamrock.
But you still know your way around.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
He
왜?
probably means
아, 나
this is
하라고?
where you step in and ask your
그래,
question.
내가
His
맞지.
face expresses profound doubt. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones.
시체는
Not
어딨지?
vice versa.
시체 위치부터 물어보래.
Behind this building, there's a courtyard.
뒷마당 어떻게
That's
가?
easy. See that door there? First, you exit through that.
서쪽,
Then,
왼쪽,
to your
이거?
right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there.
This man
비꼬네, 이 자식.
means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco
아니, 비꼬는 걸 이렇게
sweeping
백과사전
over
이렇게
the
길게
plains
설명하는
and
거.
nations of the enemies of
실비가
She
떠난
went
이유는
away
뭐지?
because none of your business.
Have
아니,
they not
알아야 돼.
been telling you you're a cop?
경찰은 모든 걸 알
Okay,
필요가
you
있어.
got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number.
thank you.
아, 전화번호 물어봤다고? 잘 안 됐나 보지?
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is
이러니-
so goddamn fascinating about that for you?
페미니스트다.
Nothing to do with the lynching.
아, 그냥 한번
Good for you.
물어봤어.
Was there something else?
누가 죽였지?
I don't know who killed him.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree.
그놈들이라고 했어.
Oh,
이
people
자식.
were saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching.
누가 그런 소리를 했지?
The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here.
Did the debarders
뭐 이건 아까
themselves
킴이 근데
this,
대충
or
예측한
is it
거랑 비슷한 내용이죠?
I don't really know. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security
이
guard for the
자식은
harbour
기억
company
잃었는데
here.
이제
A
다짜고짜
mercenary.
수사하고
The
앉았네.
unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
네가 죽였냐?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
딴 거
The
있어.
lieutenant turns the page.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
레알이 뭐야?
Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
레알.
Or inter-isolary real is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in
아,
right now,
이해했어.
it's safe to
당신에게
assume
비슷한
Wow,
거군.
you're a genius. Yes, that's right. Money. You owe this establishment 100 and...
내가 뭘
Let's
미쳤지?
see. 3 nights at a tariff. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your half.
돈이란
What
게
are you,
뭐지?
a philosopher?
사실 그렇지
Money
모르지.
is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of
동전
Potent Men
보여줘.
and 9 packs
돈
of
얼마 있어?
Royal Extra.
나
We
돈
use
얼마
it
있다고
for
그랬지?
everything, really.
뭐, 얼마 있다고 아까 알려줬는데. 이게 돈인가?
Yes, it is.
이제 90레알 남았지?
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. I'm not even going to take this. Come back when you have 130 real.
The
알았어.
cafeteria manager stands silently. Look, isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
어둠이
It
떠오른다.
does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
어? 너 돈 내주냐?
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away.
난 집이 없어.
Officer, you really need to take this app with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them. Ask.
Good luck.
좋아요.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure
난
isn't.
집이 없는 것 같아.
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before?
메이비 남쪽?
You don't really know, do you?
아니 그럼 내 노스에 하는
South,
거야?
maybe. Doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
내 돌아갈 길을 찾을
You
수
can
있나?
try. Run some addresses in your head. When
오케이. 나중에 우리 집 있긴 있나 봐. 일단 위로 가서 거시기 그 여자 탐문해.
the door is closed, there is
똑똑.
no answer. You hear the shower being
Doctor.
still no answer.
손잡이 들고.
This door cannot
Doctor.
still. The lieutenant gives you.
Fucking motherfather. 이 자식 뭔가 눈치 깠군. 레보슈얼. 일단은 그러면 갑시다. 뭐 문으로 가라며. 서쪽 문이라고 그랬나? 여기잖아. 가보면 뭐가 있겠지. 넌 뭐야? 경찰 조카. 짭새 꺼져. 너가 썼냐?
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with?
RCM이 경찰 얘기하는 건가 봐. 물어볼 게
Of
있는데.
course. What can I help you with?
넌 누구야?
Me? I am just a gardener.
그래서 여기
I am
뭐라고 했지?
working.
무슨
I
일?
have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to get some work done.
근데?
Well, as you probably know, there's
시체
a corpse
때문에
hanging from a
일하기가
tree there.
힘들다.
Don't worry, miss. We are here to clean it up.
Thank you. My head is about to explode from all the
언제?
salts I've had to inhale.
Salts? Ammonium salts.
길 좀 물어보고
Of
싶은데.
course. Where to?
서쪽에 뭐가
It's
있지?
just water. No,
바다.
actually, I think they call it the Martinex.
남쪽에
Some
뭐가 있지?
shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast.
수로 반대편에.
Just coast. There's a
해안가.
lit the
동쪽.
harbor gates. Some kind of commotion.
북쪽.
There's the pier. The Cape Side
북쪽에
apartment
우리 집이 있나
buildings,
보다.
Some more tenements.
여기
What
어디지?
do you mean?
그냥 말해봐.
We're in Martinez, sir. This intersection is
그 시체 어딨지?
there. In the
북쪽.
yard, right?
봐라.
Even all the
No problem.
경찰
Excuse me.
조과는 뭐지? 이 도로 표지판
Oh,
말이야.
well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
짭새 꺼져
I
뭐야?
don't know anything about that either.
pig is a what?
No need to
알고
worry.
있어.
We are not saying you did.
Okay.
알았어,
Of course.
갈게.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
장갑 좀 빌려도 되겠나?
Sure. Keep them.
고맙다. 캠 얻었다. 이거 뭐야?
Before you stands a motor vapor emanates.
오씨.
This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice Kinema.
이거 나중에 타든 말든 해보고.
The worn and beaten wooden planks.
You can revisit the bench if
알았어. 일단은 그 시체 있는 데 빨리 가보자.
This post Lavantore, a faint sticker on the side
어?
reads RCM
판은
Emergency
두 개가
Desk
있다는데?
number 8102 with a slogan Mankind be
우체통화 착하지
vigilant.
착해.
The box eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and Saint G with a crown have been scribbled on it.
그렇구나. 포스트
Jenny is a
라방티의
whore,
우체통화
and
그런 일이
the mail
있었구나.
collection box seems cathartic.
사기가 영
Thankfully
상승했네.
then, so do you. You shudder.
꺼져. 안 됐네. 자루가 있다면 병을 담을 수 있다.
An old call box
Right.
with a matrix of push buttons lists and off.
Who knows? Please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
누가 누구죠?
Sorry, but the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list anymore.
아니 경찰이
Single
탐문한다는데.
beep indicates that the line. You ring the. What an ominous. All you hear. You ring the door. You wait. Looks like some. You hear stat. You can almost hear them breathe.
누구세요?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost at. Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
거짓말해.
The lieutenant.
뭐야?
She must be mistaking you for someone else. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along.
응급 성공했어. 그래 나야. 내가 다시 왔어.
Michelle, please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months.
신경 쓰셨지 단지 힘든 일을 버텨냈어야 했을 뿐이야.
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my
정신이
mind's been
쥐어지고 있다.
wiped clean.
여기 뭔가 있는데?
A spot of static overrides her words.
It's so nice. It's so nice.
무엇을
She
읽는 거죠?
sounds like she's about to cry.
여보세요?
She doesn't answer.
여기 계시는 거예요?
Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
뭔 일이 일어난 거야?
Another seagull passes by.
이마 어떻게
I don't know
생각하니?
what happened either.
어,
We should probably
대답해주네.
stop playing with this thing.
좋아.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call.
교육 어려움
12
있어.
name
좀더
cards
돼야
on
되나?
the silence. Silence. Nothing happens. Silence. This button looks.
Huh. This button looks new.
별로 도움되는 게 없군.
Hello, sir. Step right in. The store is open.
안녕해요.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
뭐 하는
It's a
가게니?
bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called
가게
Crime,
이름은 범죄
Romance,
로맨스
and
위인전.
Biography.
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know
아니 이런
to
것들.
everyone.
이봐 난 마음을
Sir.
정했다고.
Are you okay?
뭐 좀 물어봐도
Okay,
되겠니?
sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have.
이름이
My
뭐니?
name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance.
아네트?
She owns the... Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
이게 나와
I'm
있는
signalling
이유가?
that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
그녀의 머리를
Thank you, sir.
쓰줍니다.
I'm happy to help Mum out with the store.
근데 너 학교에
I
있어야
do
되는 거
my
아니야?
studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
학교
Mum
가는 게
says it's
중요해.
necessary to do both.
There is stress and unease behind these words.
장사 잘
Mum
되니?
says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's
Told you?
cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
조졌군.
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
심각한 일 같은데
We can go into the
조사해봐야겠어.
bookstore and ask about the case.
Yes. Please do also look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games are there, sir.
저주라는 거 어떻게
It does
나타나는
not
거지?
manifest itself in any way. It does not exist.
경희한테 보여주지.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
실패한 사업에
Nothing really,
대해.
sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
지하실로 몰래 들어가면 안 된다.
Maybe I
지하실에
can tell
뭐가
you
있나
about
보네.
some of our books. Crime
범죄 모시긴
fiction is
뭐지?
about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
사람들은 범죄에 깜빡 죽지.
And it's kind of like a puzzle too. You can guess who the criminal is. Well, you don't look much like a policeman.
경찰
Didn't
어떻게
mean to
보여야 되는
offend,
거지?
sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
사실 경찰 근무에 있어서 중요한 건 몸이 아니라 대갈통이야.
Yes.
왜냐면 내가 지능이 5거든.
No, you're mine. Not head, child. Heads.
재빠른 생각이야. 이 멀렌이라는 녀석은 한 가지 아이디어를 떠올리는데 4시간이나 필요한
No,
녀석처럼
he's
보이는 거.
wicked smart in the stories.
물론이지 작가가 언제나 머린 대신 머리를 굴려주잖아. 진짜 경찰은 스스로 생각해야
Like you,
된다.
sir. Of course. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the
72%.
books.
로맨스물은
It's the
뭐야?
type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man, or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
둘 다 나쁜
These are
남자라나?
not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and
엄청
bad.
잘
Well,
쓰였으면.
maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either because she doesn't need a bad man.
둘 다
Yeah, that's
가난하다면.
really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday
가난한
life.
사람들은 지루하지.
Yes. People in books are always very interesting.
남녀
Especially
간
the
관계가
romance
이어지지
people.
않는 책은.
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
너무 길게 얘기하면
Sometimes
얘
they
화낼
break
것
up for a little while, but then it happens. Those are unhappy books. Maybe some about other books.
위인들은 누구지?
Kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Seems
그들의
like most people
명성.
who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Why would they do that, sir?
왜냐면 난 신문 어디에서든 다 나오는 슈퍼스타 경찰들일 테니까.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything.
자,
Standing over a dead body,
83%짜리
holding a gun.
시도해봅시다. 지금 뭔가 추리해볼게.
The
짜잔!
girl keeps her
나이스.
hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
야, 왜 그렇게 손 쥐고 있는
What do you
거니?
mean, sir?
자, 걱정할 필요 없단다. 난 도와주러
She
온
looks
거니까.
around anxiously.
이 자식 뭔가
Hands
당하고
remain
있군.
folded. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
내 말 들었잖아. 괜찮아.
She brings out her reddened
아,
hands, her nails
미친.
frayed.
손을
And you
물어뜯는
knew
거
this
제일
from me
싫어.
keeping my hands folded.
나 같은 형사한테 누워서
Well-
밥 먹기지.
That proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
자, 더 알고 싶니? 왜 손톱을 물어뜯는지 이유를 알 수 있을 것
She
같은데.
nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
요건 아닐 것 같고. 요것도 아닐 것 같고. 압박감 때문에 긴장한 거다?
What rats? I just read books. Haven't seen a rat in this building in forever.
그 지가
Maybe
그지는
they're just
아니겠지.
afraid of books. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
자, 이제 너가 추리해봐.
Quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
내가 보통 그렇지 않다는
Because
거
you
어떻게 알아?
usually aren't.
아,
I sure hope you are.
There she stands. There's something you're missing.
제한 10일. 8% 너무 낮네. 일단 얘도 뭔가 손을 물어뜯는 이유가 있을 것 같은데 내가 잘못 고른 것 같아. 미래를 다룬 책입니다. 약간 SF인가 봐. 아이고. 내려가야 돼? 로터리 북로. 이건 뭐야? 아파트 부도방이야. 팁스 창호랑 함께 하세요. 이런 거 있으면은 안 누르고 못 배겨.
This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Why place a tourist attraction in
일단 요
There was a
관광객가 있을까?
revitalization project in 14. They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection. Then something went sour. I suspect that something was Everard Clare. The
우리가 할 수
union
있는 게
leader.
있지
We should
않았을까?
have done something about the union.
자, 이거 버튼 뭐 없니? 잠깐만, 기다려. 빠른 이동 없나? 아마우지. 어딨어 시체. 북쪽으로 꽤 많이 왔는데. 저건가? 저 위에 여자가 있다. 여자가 있다고.
A sturdy metal door. The door rattles against the door rattle.
Stop banging on the door. I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
문 열어.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
농담 아니야.
I already told you. Go check the backyard door.
Backyard door. There must be another
우리
entrance.
진짜 경찰을 해봐.
I assure you.
There is no reply.
버킹. 말이 안 통하는 거.
The streets will flow red once more.
The streets will not.
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
혈압형부터 알아볼까?
Accosting a minor?
Listen to your partner, pig man. Keep your grubby hooves off little.
A brush, an artist. The red splatter is urban expressionism.
뭘 보는 거지?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms. Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two
뭔가 화가 나
is
있나
more
봐.
present in her. The woman on the boat does.
That Ozon her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Ozon is an archipelago. 2 days.
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. You should take the lead. Ask.
Good idea, piggies. Run along.
저게 뭐라고
Can't
있는
you
거지?
tell? I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
왜 이렇게
This
열성적이지?
place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the
무슨 이름이
tedium.
스컬이냐?
I thought I'd mix it up. You know.
뭘
Have you
써야 할지
ever tried
모르겠다고?
your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall,
짝사 꺼져 얘가
most people
썼나봐.
write
너가 썼냐, 이
unimaginative
양아치야?
stuff we rarely see. Yeah?
공공예술을 사랑해.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me.
She means the opposite.
단어법으로 얘기한다. 다른 사건에 대해서 아는 거 있나?
Pigstein.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this. What's your
좋아요. 여기가 아닌가? 이 시간대 얘기
A
걸어봅시다.
striking woman leans against
Joyce
the cabin top
Messi.
of her sailing boat.
Good morning, officers. I'm Joyce. Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCN.
아저씨 어떻게 알았지?
Nothing, honestly. I've said it to every drunk in town, and you're the first one who's responded.
Relax. She meant it in jest.
악세.
I'm glad to see you here.
Like steel. There is strength there. If she wanted, she could sink her nails.
I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a...
That is good to hear, madame. My colleague will take the lead on this interview. I should let you know that he is recovering from an unusual medical episode. Very good.
There's a trace of irony in his voice. It happens
이
quicker than a
자식이
shooting
말이야.
star. But
수사기
did the
이렇게
lieutenant
높은데.
just wink at you?
How interesting. I wish you a swift recovery. In the meanwhile, you have my full cooperation
와일드
and the
파인즈
full
사에 대해서
cooperation of the Wild
얘기해봐.
Pines Group. What we do.
이 게이지는 뭐지?
I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole.
There was a touch of discomfort there.
The
얘기해봐.
Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas
무역회사인가 보네.
exploration.
The Wild Pines Group is one of the
토착기업.
original Revacholian Indo tribes.
아,
Companies awarded royal monopolies by the king, the suzerain.
좋은
Why, thank
회사이구만.
you.
얼마나 갖고
I'm not
있지?
at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet. but
200억
I
레알.
can
씨, 나는
tell you that
130레알
last
없어가지고
year,
지금
the company booked
쫓겨나가게
more than
생겼네.
20 billion real in revenue.
오. 제가 빚진 돈은 그거에 비하면
Yes,
적네요.
past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it's
어떻게 벌었어?
started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting
250년이나
trade between the
된 회사야?
Samaran, centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow.
근데
The
그런 데가
logic of the
여기서 뭐
system,
하는
you
거야?
mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
아, 이거
There are
지금
no
무역
minor costs in the
회사가
system.
좀 뭐가
Each
문제가
terminal
있었다
must be
그랬죠.
accounted for, lest the entire system break.
그
Every hiccup in
노동조합인가?
such a system
걔네랑
means
좀
thousands lose their
그게
jobs the
있었잖아.
world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
돈 좀 줄 수
Is
있을까?
what you want to say, but it isn't that easy. Look at that lady. Take a gander. Why, yes, tucked away under that sturdy green raincoat. While dull or these are the kind eyes of the rich man that within reason. Now look at you, you misery-clad simian.
아니 내면 세계에서
barely
겁나
able to
뭐라
tie your own
그러네. 씨.
laces. Your armpits are
아니
lakes. You're poor, poor as balls. You can't ask this person for money. You're too.
아니 나 돈이 없는데 어떡해. 아이씨. 빌어먹어요.
Maybe you could ask her for some stock tips.
As I was saying, if there's any way I may be of assistance,
자,
quite a
처형에
few
대해서
things, I'm
얘기해봐.
afraid.
상당히
The
많다고?
information I'm to share with you includes sensitive trade secrets.
Of course, ma'am. We should have introduced
나
ourselves.
이름 모르는데?
I am, and this is my colleague from Precinct 41. I'm afraid he doesn't have his badge at the moment. I hope.
How curious. Why is that, detective?
아, 흔치 않은 증상을
I
겪어가지고요.
see. So, are you saying you lost your badge during the course of this episode?
네.
I can't hear you, darling. Speak up, please.
아이씨, 나 둘 다 얘기하기 싫은데.
Oh dear.
아, 나 이
Some
얘기 하기
kind of
싫었는데.
encephalopathic amnesia.
기억이 잃었다고.
I do believe you, naive as that may sound.
As I said, ma'am, his technique may be very unconventional, but he.
Of course, I sympathize. But I'm afraid I simply can't share
아니,
anything more.
신분증부터
She's a
찾아야겠네.
professional negotiator. She should be.
나 찾아서
Of
온다,
course,
개
the
같은 거.
situation is extremely volatile. The sooner we can speak about this lynching business, everything, right up to, but not including, trade
영업 비밀 듣고
secrets.
싶으면요.
First, you'd have to repeal the Emergencies Act of Trade in Aliments. That gives me the right to silence. It's quite the octopus.
그게
By
폐지했을까요?
throwing off half a century of foreign domination under the coalition.
You'd be shooting yourself in the foot.
But I am derailing us. You wanted to know. I believe the official title is Senior
선임
Labor
근로협상가.
Negotiator.
이 자식
In
노동조합이랑
practice,
많이
I'm a grocery
싸우겠는데?
clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago.
Wait.
그러니까 얘 지금
She just
뭔가
admitted that
관련이
lynching
있어.
and
없을 수가
Now they
없어.
won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
그럼 파업과 처형이 연관되어
Yes,
있다는
I
겁니까?
believe there is a connection. What can I
Okay.
say? Let's say
And when did you?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of
일단은
February.
신분증 갖고
The bay
와야겠구나.
was still partially
신분증을 먼저
frozen
찾아야
then.
되겠어.
But the strike began in December.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union.
This isn't the first time the union.
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and...
Ludicrous even. It's meant.
요구사항이
There
뭐야?
are leaflets everywhere and banners. Every worker, a member of
에이,
the board.
그건 안 되지.
Most of the workers probably don't know what that means.
비즈니스 전혀
In its
모르네.
defense, another said demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker a member of the board. Fortunately, they explained it. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision about
절대 이해 안 되지 이렇게 하면.
just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees. They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months,
우주가
my
그냥
assumption was they would
임금
prefer
인상
a
이
more
정도일
practical solution.
거라 생각했는데 그런 게
I'm not
아니구나.
sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear.
죽은 사람이
From whom did you hear about this lynching?
어쩌면은 요 회사
I
사람일
first
수도
heard it from the
있겠네.
boyer at the gates, the one whose very name advertises his
마냐냐?
aversion to work. I think he said it was "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
오몽은
Mr.
어떻게 된
Clare
거야?
told him to. How did he put it? Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
멋있군.
Yes. Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I am.
If you were to prick it with something sharp, you could see it oozing out. A knife, maybe? No, a rapier.
조만간 그 양반은 레이피어로 찌를 것처럼
Oh heavens,
말씀하시네요.
no. We get along just fine. Yet
그렇게
now that
나쁜
you mention
사람인가요?
it, he is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone
이거는
more
너무
venal,
주관적인
more irredeemably
의견이라서
nepotistic, then it's his twin
막상
brother Edgar.
보면은 착한 사람일 수도 있어.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
에드가라는 조합 원장은
the
좀
term
봐야겠네
is, you see,
나중에.
with a funny little switcheroo. While the Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution, 20 years ago anyway, it must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate.
범죄 단체래.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our
조합이
concessions have
이렇게까지
only
타락한데
emboldened
좀
Everard and his brother.
일조를 한 친구들이다.
And your
그래도
opinion,
그러면
detective,
살인이랑
if I
관련이
may
있을
ask.
가능성이 높겠죠.
I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
이거는 제 의견 안 내는
Of
게 좋을
course,
것 같군요.
officer.
선거에 어떤 일이 일어났다
I'm glad you
말씀하셨죠?
asked. There was...
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore.
This forewoman, her
대표?
name?
Sadly, the company records do not even give a name. She's just forewoman in private
방요가
correspondence.
100% 있었겠군.
Indeed. The company suspects foul play, but there's nothing they could
아까부터 저
do.
왼쪽
It was a
갈매기가 또
union
싸.
matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. What?
Thank you for your concern, man. We'll be just fine.
좋아요.
Of course.
보트
Why,
타고
yes, I
계시네요.
am.
보트 면허
Officer.
있습니까?
The crown, her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act.
보트 이름
The
지어줬습니까?
boat? No. It is called Cord. It's a pleasure craft. At my sloop.
I'm enjoying this part of
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around? Yes, we are.
Technically, the neighboring Ozon and Fas Alamer
세계에서 네 번째로 큰 섬이다.
archipelagos, while La Caillou, by contrast,
I haven't seen anyone.
Actually, that it's for crossing.
Neither is this.
you need
시대택이
to
없는
make
것
this
같아.
lady admit she's only riding around on this boat because she's rich. You have the guns and the ammo. Take this Clausen fiend.
Oh my. The E
경곡을
word.
찌를 기회를
You mean
본다.
to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
예, 정확합니다.
May I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional
아니,
negotiator.
이길 수 있어. 난 지능 5거든.
Then what does that say? Does it say docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Gislain, 33A? This old proletarian haunt here. As I said, plenty of
58%
people
확률로 이길 수
drive
있어.
boats of all social strata.
논리로 이긴다. Fucking motherfucker.
She takes a sip.
Okay.
Nothing happens for quite a while. It doesn't.
Why?
Except he is.
No
아유,
worries. We could
됐다
just go
그냥.
back to discussing my fast. Good.
뭐야? 여기 올랐네? 야, 28% 확률로 돈 달라고 할 수 있는데? 돈 좀 줘봐.
I am sorry.
fuck.
Surprisingly eloquent, really. The last one, not the first three. Those are ape speak.
Excuse me?
What you meant to say was,
됐다.
Of course.
가자.
wow, you work hard.
내가?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's, oh yeah, like a horse. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked two. That is the sign
20만
of a
보고
hustler
걸었다고?
who never gives up. The world is harsh. That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills. It ain't easy. But you do it. Day in and day out.
아가미
You
같은
didn't
거에
make
좀
the
챙기긴
rules,
했지.
but you, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy?
심장마비가 왔었다고?
Have you, are you
아까
rich?
그거 할 때?
That's right. You work harder than anyone. You almost rode
아,
yourself
얜
to the
돈이
grave,
없으니까
and you're still practically
부자를
a hobo.
대가리 쳐야
Why
된다.
is that?
개 같은 세금
That's
때문이야.
right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your... Our tax is almost non-existent in the Gossamer state. That is Revachol. Every time you wipe your ass, they got their direct and their indirect modes of taxation. 98% of
아니, 그
all
정도야?
your money.
좀 심하긴 하네.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your
98%를 가져간대.
Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
그 조금
It's
그렇긴 하네.
all about the tax issue, hustler. No other
적극적으로
property
나갈
in the world
정도로
is as
그건
present as
아니고.
top marginal tax rate.
좋아요. 좀 심하긴 하네. 평생 돈을 벌어도 엄두 못 낼 물건이네. 자, 이제 진짜 가자. 아, 이거 이러다가 오늘 저거 못 하겠어.
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. You have no so many.
문이다. 마그네슘 얻었다.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come,
Apparently, she doesn't like people's logic error.
pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out.
왜?
Then why are you sneaking up on me like that?
저기 있네 시체. 북쪽에 있다 그래서 북쪽으로 왔는데. 이거 어떻게 가냐? 길인가 이건? 아침문이다. 갈 방법을 모르겠네. 아이, 길을 잘못 들었네. 일단 시체 치우러 가자. 뭐야 이거. 여기로 갔어야 됐나봐. 이거 뭐야?
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza.
분석해.
No, these tracks are not interesting at all. Hard to say. Cop habit. This is.
아니. 알 왕관을 쓰고 있다.
This trash container is locked. The body is downwind from.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor. We might want to ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags.
아니면 들어볼
He
거야.
probably has one.
The body is down. The body is. This trash container.
뭐 아까 갖고 오라고 한 거.
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid.
시체에 돌 던지는 12살짜리
He's
아이.
almost.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno.
야, 뭐 좀
Right in the
묻자.
dick, Kuno. Get him right in the dick.
It's love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire.
범죄 현장에 돌 좀 던지지 마, 이씨.
Kuno, yeah, right at the rake, Kuno. You should throw the rake at him, Kuno.
The fuck does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno is not a gardener.
야, 아킴 어떻게
We
해?
shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt such
왜?
forces. You will see.
The language these kids are using.
우리 형제니?
The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each.
All right, entertain the Kuno.
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast. Irregular speech patterns. Overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs?
시체에 대한 거
Shitload
있어?
pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real.
누군데?
Kuno's fuck imp.
빠르게
Kuno
질문해야
uses
된다.
the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
아무것도
Kuno
모른다는
knows all
거네.
kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch.
어떻게
Probably
매달렸지?
climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down. You heard
지가
Kuno?
지 이름을
Kuno wasn't
3인칭으로
even
부르네.
in Martinez. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. I
어디
don't
있었는데?
know. Some Mesk or I don't know. Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in.
There is no
뭐
night city
개소리요.
anywhere.
어딘데?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross.
다른 사람
just a
못 봤니?
couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty Kuno.
빠가리가 뭐야?
Your te-
Get lost.
the fuck about it. Your test.
Get lost.
Right, pig. This is where Kuno.
분실은
don't
뭐가
know.
있지?
Kipped is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said.
아,
She
정원사?
couldn't handle the heat, so she took
정원사가
off.
범인인가?
Kuno can take it. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, what was she doing in the greenhouse? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few
Okay,
weeks. Yes,
나중에
it
보자.
seems suspicious. You
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Yes, yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah, the king. Yeah, whatever.
이건
Kuno's
누구야?
Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never
왜 넌
I.
3인칭으로 부르는
What are
거야?
you calling it?
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's gonna put his hands on you.
얘가 얘기하고 있는 거였구나, 위에.
Help! Pig's got Kuno.
Help! He's got.
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
그냥 꺼져.
Yeah, get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy. Before Kuno fucks you.
하기가 위험해. 꼬맹이한테 죽겠네, 이러다.
Despair creeps into you.
아니!
In fact,
꼬맹이한테 죽었어!
whatever, you're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right?
Yes, it can be difficult to be on the receiving end of so much.
Nothing you can. cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from.
아니. 아니, 저 꼬맹이한테 죽다니. 아,
The theme
세이브.
on that pinball machine is a standard clinging to a picture book with it comes with the sentence.
아, 게임 저장이 수시로 해야 되겠네, 이거. 계열받네. 아니, 열받아. 근데 일단 찍먹하고 의욕이 확 떨어져서 다음에 이어서 합시다. 개같은 게임. 저장을 자주자주 했어야 됐네. 나 이렇게 죽는 게임인 줄 몰랐어. 계열받아. 일단은 게임이 좀 흥미롭긴 하네. 일단은 뭔가 선택지가 그냥 일반적인 게임들이랑 다르게 뭐 엄청나게 많네. 독특한 게임이고 나중에 이어서 해봅시다.